Hi, thanks very much for taking a minute to watch this video with us this morning. This is my friend Trent Simons.
Hi, Charlotte.
Who's my
Hi,
friend.
everybody.
And so we're here on behalf of Elmvale Community Church. If you're watching this video, chances are you either know somebody or you are somebody who deals with a lot of nagging thinking or a lot of nagging feelings, things that are kind of keeping you back from experiencing the greatest joy and freedom that you know you could have in your life. And that can be tiring and annoying and tedious to have to deal with day in and day out. And so we empathize, Trent and I empathize with that. We at Elmvale Community Church empathize with that. And we just recognize you're probably hoping that there can be change available to you. And we believe at Elmvale Community Church that change is available, that people can change, that life can be different than what you're experiencing right now. So as a church, we believe in our community. We want to help our community. And one of the resources we have available to us that we can share with you, our community, is Trent Simons. He's over here, not over here. Over here, Trent. So Trent, thanks very much for your time to make this video with us today, and also for what's coming and your willingness to just serve your community as well in this way. So Trent, can you explain what you do?
Yeah, I'm a psychotherapist is kind of my official title, but you may better know us in the community as a counselor or a therapist. So I help people deal with various struggles that they're having with regards to mental health. So that's what I do.
Okay, right on. Thanks, Trent. So having somebody like Trent in our midst helps us to have something to offer to our community, in that Trent is willing. And so we've asked him if he would consider running a group therapy session focusing on CBT. So Trent, can you explain what CBT is?
Sure. CBT stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. And essentially, it's kind of like it sounds. So we take the C, which is the cognitive part, and we look at how our thinking impacts how we feel. The B is the behavioral part. So how do our behaviors impact how we feel? So we look at the connection between our thoughts, our behaviors, and how that makes us feel better or worse, and see if we can make changes in one of those areas to improve how we feel.
So Trent, what kind of thoughts and feelings do you find that CBT is really geared towards, or is it just for any kind of emotional distress?
Well, CBT has been around since the 1950s and was originally developed to help people who are dealing with depression. But over the years, it's been shown to be really effective in helping people who are also dealing with anxiety. Often those two things go together anyway. And it's actually been shown to be effective in a lot of other areas as well. But kind of anxiety and depression are kind of the bread and butter for CBT. And that's what our group will be focusing on. They've done a lot of studies, scientific studies, based using CBT versus medications, for example. And CBT has been shown to be as effective or more effective in dealing with anxiety and depression as compared to medications, sometimes in combination with medication. But yeah, so that's kind of what the research shows.
Right. So it'll be for people who are experiencing that themselves. If you know somebody that you care for that is experiencing this, then you can learn how to help, how to support better.
Right.
So do you does it have a fairly good success rate, or what is it that a client or somebody would have to bring to the table to help them to be successful in cognitive behavior therapy?
It does have a good success rate. So, the majority of people will find relief from anxiety and depression if they go through a course of CBT. Probably the biggest thing to bring to the table is a willingness to work on whatever it is that's bothering you. So we find that it's a lot more effective when someone comes wanting to get better.
Right.
So if they're there kind of forced to be there by someone else, or if they're just not really engaged in the process, then it's a lot harder to find success. But if you're willing to work on it, then the vast majority of people do find significant improvement.
Right on. That's awesome.
Our group is going to be limited to probably about 10 participants, just because any more than that, it starts to get difficult to manage things, especially.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. What are there any materials that are needed for this?
All that I would ask you to bring is a pen and paper and a willing spirit. Um, yeah, no materials needed. I will send out some materials each week, kind of a slide deck that we'll be going over during the session.
And so you'll be doing, part of the evening will be you teaching and instructing and sharing the skills, and then there'll be some sharing time about, maybe some success that they've had even over the first week, right? Like, sharing success stories about how you found it helpful in your life to practice some of these skills. So
Yeah.
Is there homework involved? That's a good question.
Yeah, I would say we like to call it practice for those who have maybe difficult experiences with homework, but yes, it is essentially homework. But yeah, there's basically you're learning new skills, and you can't. Anytime you learn a new skill, the more you practice it, the better you're going to get at it.
Absolutely.
So you'll find it so much more effective if you practice between sessions.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. All right. Right on. And so they'll be sharing about that in your group sessions, and you're going to be doing some teaching. What's the cost of this, Trent?
So we're charging $50 for the full 10 weeks, which is a pretty good deal. We don't want cost to be a barrier for anyone. So if that is the case, please let us know. We have some subsidies available that we can use. This is probably the kind of thing that would cost over $100 per session if you were to find a group in the community. So we really want to make this as affordable and accessible to anyone.
Absolutely. So I'm going to ask this question. So we as a church are offering this to our community. Why is it that we're charging it all?
Well, I think I found in my past experiences that if we don't charge anything, then people tend to not take what we're doing as seriously. And one of the things that's really important for something like this is consistency. So every week we'll build on the week prior. So if we have people who are kind of coming in and out, it's not going to be as effective for anyone. So this is just a way basically to get people to buy in and commit to the full 10 weeks. Right.
Which is so important for their wellness in the end. So continue the practice, to continue moving in that direction. How long are the sessions, Trent?
So we're going to do an hour and a half, so from 7 to 8:30.
Okay. And so if somebody's interested in signing up for this program, what do they need to do?
They can contact the church. I believe there's a link somewhere over here that they can click on, and that can get all the information. Just call the church if you have questions. Contact me if you want as well. And I guess we can probably put my contact information on the link wherever that ends up being.
Right here.
Right over there. Okay.
Okay, perfect. I think that's all the questions I have for you, Trent. Thank you very much for being willing to lead this session. And we hope for those of you who are out here watching this video that you would really consider signing up for this. And this is something that Trent has done for our church in the past, and I'm sure he's willing to do it again. So even if you're late getting this information, you let the church know. We'll connect with you and let you know when Trent is running another session like this. So if you're having struggles, we would love to help you on your journey to feeling better. So yeah, thanks so much, Trent.
You're welcome.